All right, I'm on. Yep, I am live, I think. Uh, everybody's gonna everybody's gonna see like all the settings and stuff. Uh, how do I change my how do I change my title? Hey, no spoilers. All right. All right, testing. Are we on? Are we live? I don't have chat up. Let me put that on my other monitor. No, don't do that. All right, everything looks really bad right now, but trust me when I say that it's gonna look good in a moment. Let me. All right, I think that's as good as this is gonna get. All right, do we have? Let me share this. All right, let me just make sure that everything is going well. Maybe I should get some like music going, shouldn't I? Wow, this was really impromptu. Uh, oh no. You get over here. All right, there we go. Hemogoblin. I hear that this thing is broken. It's got it pixelate extreme speed. Oh, this is a private stream? That's probably details, public, save. All right, all right. We've got everything set up. I didn't realize that we were not visible to the masses. Uh, but we're here. How's everybody doing? It's been a while since I've streamed, huh? We're watching some create a Pokemon right now as we're waiting for Lacoot and Figull to start, although I think that they were more so waiting on me. But I guess just to center this, this is going to be, I think, top 12 of Iron Mugulis Cup. Top 12 because there's a loser's bracket. I believe that these two gamers are playing in the loser's bracket, so whoever loses this is going home, and whoever wins this is continuing onwards. I think the winner of this will have to play Zinc, who is an SPL player, so no pressure. Maybe I should have Discord over on my second monitor. How about that? There we go. You know, I will be commentating, so there's always the chance that things could be used for cheating purposes, but we're gonna assume that our gamers are ethical here. We're gonna increase the volume here, hopefully that Zetz's old man hearing can hear it. Well, that was a lot louder than I thought maybe. Let me put that down just a little bit. There we go. How is that, everyone? Can we hear? What is Iron Mugulis Open? It is a circuit tournament for ADV. The top two, I believe, will make it into Gymvitational. It's not coming through at all. That's what the people are saying. All right. What if I do this? All right. Do you hear it now? Are we coming through? Maybe I'll turn it down just a little bit. There we go. All right, where's my at here? All right, there we go. The set has started. I'm not a driver or whatever you need to be able to go in the moderated chat, so I can't type in there, but that's probably for the best. This user has been chat banned and cannot message. Ooh, Houdini immediately on Skarmory. That's really, really big. Usually, Metagross teams that are willing to do that. Oh. There we go. Usually, Metagross teams that are willing to do that are like really advantaged for doing such a thing. You think you slick, but you just revealed no spinner. All right, if Figull goes for Fortress right here, then we'll let him have the win. I'm going to assume that the music is fine now. I need to stop messing around with things. All right, Pert into Charizard. So this is kind of a volatile matchup because HP Grass is going to do a lot to Pert, but Pert will kill back with a Torrent boosted Surf. So there you go. If Lacoot has another Rock Resist, then this is probably a good play. If not, then maybe this is going to be a little awkward into the Tyranitar, depending on what the Tyranitar set is. But Jolteon coming in, Lacoot is just going to bat back at the Jolteon, not allowing it to get any sort of momentum going, and says, you must click your HP Grass if you have it, buddy. And Figull does, so... Tyranitar coming in. All revealed do not want to take an Earthquake. Swampert, I mean, it takes it pretty well, all things considered. But here comes Cloyster. Okay, Cloyster is actually kind of interesting because it is really good at setting spikes against Swampert in particular. Yeah, we'll have to see if there's another Rock Resist here. Maybe doesn't seem like it, though. Earthquake is relatively free for Lacoot. Gonna get some more damage on the Swampert. Swampert just allows the Cloyster to come back in. Figull's gonna have to make a sort of call out on when that Cloyster comes back in. So we'll have to see. Lacoot's going to take some time to think about this. I think this is a pretty key turn. I think probably still the safest thing is to just go for Earthquake. Because if you go for a switch on Baton Pass or Substitute, then that could be bad. Actually going to go for a Dragon Dance here. I kind of question this unless you have like really, really strong moves to smash the Swampert. But... gonna take a Toxic here. Not the worst case scenario, but I feel like this is just losing a lot of ground for Lacoot. The evaluation bar is going in Figull's favor. Gonna sacrifice the entire Tyranitar to get some chip on Swampert. Maybe this is justified if you have like a Metagross. Well, you can't have another Metagross, so maybe this is justified if you have like an Aerodactyl. Or like a Registeel or something that needs the Swampert eliminated. But even then, I don't know. Gonna be able to get up another Spike if you want it, but I think actually your better play would be to Surf if you have Surf. Should be doing a lot of damage to the Jolteon. Figull's actually gonna protect there. Like a little bit... I mean, could have been punished by another Spike, so maybe another Spike would have been better there. But Lacoot's just going to stand his ground, go for some Surfs. Zapdos coming in as the switch into Jolteon, and gets paralyzed. That's not good. Hidden Power Grass would still be a fantastic click, though. I mean, it gets some damage on Tyranitar at the very least. It's actually Hidden Power Ice. Ooh, okay. Yeah, now this last Pokemon better be something really good into Tyranitar, otherwise Lacoot has just lost the game. Gets a Thunder Wave off. This is a leftovers Tyranitar, so that's actually pretty good. Not gonna dodge the Rock Slide, though. Last month better be something that beats this Tyranitar up. It's Aerodactyl. Okay, this is actually not bad. Oh, substitute. This is actually looking really good for Lacoot in a sense now. Can just substitute one more time if a full paralysis happens. No, we don't get such things. We're actually gonna get the Lychee Berry here. Goes for a Rock Slide Paraflinch. Does manage to get it. And Earthquake is going to kill. Very good, very good. Oh, Aerodactyl from Figull. Okay, so Lacoot has to win 2 speed ties. Doesn't win the first one. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think that maybe now that we've seen the team, trading the Swampert for the Charizard was maybe not the play. I don't know how much Zapdos would have taken from a Fire Blast, but that's probably the switch you want there. And that's going to be it. We'll save the replay just in case it doesn't get saved for whatever reason. Yeah. I was really rooting for Lacoot to have just like a third Rock Resist and just be like super duper overtuned to Rock Spam, which would have been really, really good for this particular matchup. Even if you're gonna take this trade into Charizard, maybe you save the low health Swampert and try to pivot in on like Swampert going for Protect or Jolteon going for like Baton Pass. To maybe try to heal it back up a little bit, but I don't know. It's kind of not an easy thing to do. Not an easy play to make. All right, next game has not started yet. Yeah, if there was like Jirachi last, you don't usually beat Tyranitar. Now, if you had something crazy like Dynamic Punch for the Tyranitar, then maybe. But like that would just be an insane team from there. All right, next game has started. Lead. Oh, sorry, not Lead Claydol. It was a Suicune switching out into Claydol against Zapdos. Here comes Skarmory, who is going to eat a Rock Slide. So this is kind of an interesting Claydol set. You don't always see Rock Slide, but it is kind of nice for hitting Pokemon like Zapdos. Sometimes good for Salamence, depending on the position. Yeah, we'll have to see how this one turns out here. Raikou in to punish this Skarmory. So this is like a double beast team. This has been more popular as of recent. Oh, Raikou doesn't have leftovers. I'm thinking this is probably Every Set is Weird from Vapokuno. This is a Lumberry Raikou, and that was a Choice Banded Rock Slide from Claydol in that case. That would make sense too, because I'm pretty sure that Every Set is Weird does lead with the Suicune. It's got Rain Dance and Substitute. And then of course CM Surf. Here comes the Salamence, which is a very bulky Salamence, will certainly live any move that this Tyranitar can go for. So you could get a DD here if you want. Instead, just going to Brick Break, get some damage on Zapdos. That's probably the right call, because obviously Zapdos is going to blank this particular Salamence. If Figull knows the team, then that's a huge advantage, because this team has some extremely weird sets. It's a I'm not trying to say that this team is not going to work if you know what's coming, but A lot of the potency of this team is the surprise factor, because every set on this team is weird. The Salamence set is going to be like really high def investment, kind of slow. I think it's only 244 or 245 speed. Hidden Power Fly, Brick Break, Dragon Dance, Refresh. DD Refreshments is a cool Pokemon, but you do lack a lot of firepower because you have to run a lot of defense investment to really get all the value out of it. Here comes the Snorlax, gonna blank the Toxic. Toxic from this Zapdos. I'm wondering if this is Rest Zapdos. Still too early to say for sure, because like this is just so many teams are built off of these three. Focus Punch coming down, hitting the Skarmory for a solid 39%. We're gonna need... Yeah, so there's a little bit of a mind game going on there. Drill Peck is a relatively safe click. Gonna Drill Peck again. I respect staying adamant about this, but I think at this point now you gotta boom. Gonna Body Slam instead. I think you gotta boom this turn. You're not getting anything else out of Lax for the rest of this game. Counter! Maybe the Snorlax doesn't have boom. I might be tripping. So you lose one of your Zapdos switch-ins in order to limit the spikes that the Skarmory can get. It actually kind of works out the plays that were made. If you had gotten one more Body Slam in, though, we could have maybe killed the Skarmory, but then you're risking a spike going up, so it's a little bit of a... It's a very volatile position. We still have the spinner with Claydol, but because it's CB Claydol, it's really, really easy to abuse that. Like, say Figull has Gengar in the back, and you go for Rapid Spin on that, well, then, like, Figull's just getting whatever. Figull saying in the chat that Zinc is joining to see who she'll have to face for next week. If Figull wins this game, it's going to be him. Already saying, hope you're happy getting your rematch versus me. So Figull thinks that he's going to win this one. I do think that this position is looking quite favorable for Figull. You don't... Like, Zapdos is looking really, really tough for the Salamence win condition to break through. And there's another Salamence switch in with the Swampert here. So that's kind of nasty. Toxic coming down on the Suicune. This Suicune does not have rest. So it's kind of a wash for the Suicune. You're going to have to just take your damage now. Instead, going to opt to go to Raikou. Catching the Zapdos switch in. Going for Calm Mind in this position. Going to burn through that Lumberry. We're going to need to see some, like, really, really big moves. Yeah, like a critical hit would have maybe been what we needed there. I think Figull's got this. I just don't see a win condition for Lacoot anymore. Front's going to put Zapdos into Sand range. And Hidden Power Bug is going to clean up the Raikou. Yeah, we're going to need, like... Well, okay, so this is Monopert, probably, right? So that actually doesn't have a very good matchup into Refresh Salamence. So maybe Salamence breaks through. Now the issue is this Gengar. You have to get damage on this. Oh, psychic and crit. That's huge. Okay. Actually, I think Lacoot wins now. The evaluation bar just flipped right there. Last mon for this could be Blissey, could be Aerodactyl. If it's Aerodactyl, it's kind of like El Clasico, but you're leading with the Zapdos, which is kind of an interesting way to go about it. Double status on the Zapdos, too. Yeah, Arrow is still going to be a bit of an issue. We're going to boom. That's a very weak explosion, though. I 100% Claydol might be able to live a +1 HP bug. In that case, you maybe just go to Claydol, but instead we're actually going to go to Suicune. Suicune might live this as well. No flinch. Alright, gets the Surf and kills Tyranitar. That's big. I imagine that we're going to see a switch to Swampert here, right? No, we're going to see Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl's got to lock into a move here. It's Double Edge. Okay, I think Salamence might be able to win because -1 Double Edge against this Salamence, I don't think gets the 2-hit KO. Because it's got a lot of bulk. And then, but does +2 Brick Break kill Aerodactyl? Hard to say. You will have to get to +2. Like, that's a non-negotiable. You have to. Because you won't outspeed otherwise. Toxic coming down. And another DD is probably just going to seal the game. Because you can refresh after. And Figull getting cooked by Refresh DD Mence. I've done that to him on ladder. So I think we're probably going to see Refresh, like alternating basically Refresh and HP flying. Refresh. Yep. All right, it's over. Figull does not know the team, I'm guessing. Figull, if you go back and watch this, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna hit you over the head with the shillelagh or whatever. I prepped you for this by playing you on ladder. Not intentionally or anything. Every set is weird homework. Yeah, come on. Like, this is... You need to know this set more than you need to know Big Five, honestly. In today's metagame. Actually, really well done by Lacoot. I thought it was cooked, but he did everything he needed to do to set up for the Salamence to win the game. I think once we saw the Toxic on Swampert, we were kind of just holding our breath that it didn't have Ice Beam or Roar. But this is just Classico, basically, with like Thunder Wave over Protect on the Zapdos for whatever reason. And yeah, cool one. We're going to see Game 3 very shortly. The song that's playing right now is called Proud Accomplishment. I think that's very apt. All of the players involved here, including myself, of course, but have done very well to make it this far. And I'm excited to see what happens Game 3. Figull's kind of gone for Rock Spam 2 games in a row. I wonder if he's going to triple down. Whereas with Lacoot, Lacoot's just been playing... It's kind of hard to get a read. I don't remember what game 1 even was for Lacoot. Should do a poll. Waiting on game 3. This is exciting. I like it when they go to game 3. Because it feels like that's when, you know, they say pressure turns coal into diamonds. Is there any more pressure than game 3 in a tournament set? I'm going to check the lobby. All right. We're in. Medicham versus Zapdos. This is kind of an ugly lead matchup. Choice Band Medi with Rock Slide will just kill Zapdos. Figull said, I talked shit, but after last game, I think I found some respect for you. Is that character development, or does that make Figull the asshole here? 3 votes are in. 100% of you think Figull is going to win this one. You guys are haters. Thunderbolt coming down. Rock Slide going to crit. So no information really revealed about the Medicham other than it doesn't have any bulk. May not have mattered. If it's a choice banded Medicham, then Medicham was always getting that kill anyway. But we're going to see Suicune. All right, no item revealed for Medi. No berry either. So very, very likely choice band. Can just go for a Rock Slide to get some chip on this Suicune on the way out the door. Suicune very, very likely not outspeeding here. Going to get a Calm Mind into an unrevealed team, and Zapdos is here to get a Para. That's brutal. Surf not likely to pick up the 2-hit KO. Lacoot's going to stay in and go for an Ice Beam, though. That kills the Zapdos. Hopefully, that is breaking for something in the back. So hopefully we're trading this Suicune so that something will win now that Zapdos is gone. That is my hope. Because I feel like Lacoot has made some plays throughout the set. Kind of just like click what's in front of him, take the kill. And that has come back to bite him in a lot of these cases. But, I mean, Charizard, it's good that the Zapdos is gone for the Charizard. That's big. Suicune is going to be a little bit of an issue, though. A lot of these Pokemon, to me, feel like there's going to be spikes on this team, so maybe we'll see a switch to Skarmory. From Lacoot's side. Figull, I'm less confident about that. Medicham usually is not paired with Spikers. We've got a vote in for Lacoot. That's good. I think I'm going to end it, and you guys are all going to have to live with your decisions at this stage. Snorlax is here. Getting an okay matchup versus Suicune. Gonna force Figull to switch. Body Slam coming down. Get the Para? No. So now I'm not so sure if Lacoot has spikes. Snorlax spikes is not super duper common. Yeah, we'll have to see what the response is for Lacoot. This is a There's always an awkward position, Lax versus Metagross. O stays in and clicks Earthquake. That's big, but Lacoot needs to save the Snorlax, I think. Suicune is too dangerous with Snorlax gone, unless you have yet another Suicune counter on this team, which, I mean, with Zapdos, Suicune, Snorlax, how many more can you really fit, right? Maybe could see a Celebi, which is okay into Suicune. Depends a little bit on the set from both of the Pokemon. But I just feel like Figull has to rip the boom. Actually doesn't. It goes for a Meteor Mash. And we'll see. Okay, so Figull's Metagross is faster, but Lacoot's probably has the investment to live an Earthquake here. I mean, almost definitely. Crit could always be involved. We see a switch to Breloom. Okay, Breloom is a little bit of an issue here. For those just joining, i.e. Corvinus, we're at game 3 right now. So winner is making it to top 8. Going to be playing Zinc. Loser, of course, is going to be out, and we're going to have to pat them on the back for making it this far. Lacoot going to opt to Sleep Sack the Snorlax. Well, it's a really tough position to figure out what to Sleep Sack there. Could be really bad for the Suicune checking prospects. But Charizard's here. Doesn't have an item. Clicking Substitute. Pitaya Berry. Oh my goodness. Crunch. Tyranitar's dead to the Focus Punch. And Breloom's going to come in here to Mach Punch. You can't really save the Charizard at this stage. This is such, like, somber music to be playing here. I hope that's not an omen for things to come. Breloom from Lacoot. Double Breloom. The Figull's Breloom seems to be winning the speed tie here. But that doesn't really matter because, oh, well, actually that matters a lot, huh? A Spore from Lacoot would have been really, really nice to have there. There's not a good switch into Focus Punch. Yeah, wow. That actually sucks major. Oh, that sucks super major. Effect Spore getting the paralysis on Metagross. Oh. I think Lacoot actually might have won the game. Maybe not. The Metagross was going to be quite difficult to break through. Well, hold on, though. The Metagross have 48. It's possible that we just break through anyway. I would just click Brick Break as opposing Metacham here, and that kills the Snorlax. We're going to save the paralyzed Metagross. Actually, okay. If you kill this and Figull goes for anything other than Surf, we could force a tie. That is just not happening there. All right, well, that's so unfortunate. There was a game to be played, for sure. If that Breloom did not crit into Lacoot's. Yeah, I mean, like, just think about it this turn here. So Sucker Punch, or not Sucker Punch, sorry. Sky Uppercut is coming down onto this Breloom for probably like 70 to 80%. doesn't really matter that much. Spore into this Breloom, put it to sleep. Who's switching in to take the Focus Punch? Probably Metacham, and then we'll see a switch to. Metagross might live. And since Metagross outspeeds this Metagross here, Figull probably wins anyway. But it is a little bit unfortunate. A little unfortunate. But well played by both players. That was a lot closer than I think many people would have guessed. Figull has the custom avatar, so you know that means he's a good player, right? You don't just get a custom avatar by being crap at the game. Which is why I deserve a custom avatar. Campaign for Tetra to get a custom avatar. But, yeah, well played to both. And we'll look forward to see Figull in top 8 in Lacoot. Well done. We're going to see you in the top 16 plus of a lot of tournaments to come, I hope. I guess, Figull, do you want to do some like a post-game interview? I think this is what Zetz would do in this situation. I'll pull up all the other games. All right, I'm sending you a call right now. So I think that's game 1. This is game 2. This is game 3. Hello?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. Yeah, that hacks was pretty shitty.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess we could go in reverse. Yeah, game 3. Let me get to the spot there. Share my screen so that we can be on the same page here. So, interesting Charizard.
I saw your breakdown, like your breakdown of like the last few turns, and I would tend to agree that I probably still win from here, but it also depends on lag sleep turns.
Yeah, that's true. Well, because my thought is that most likely, I mean, you go for Sky Uppercut, right? Then this Breloom is going to put your Breloom to sleep. You're sacking Metacham here, in that case, right? Then, I'm not sure what your Suicune set is. If you have Ice Beam, maybe you could go for that.
It's Monokune.
Mm-hmm. So then you're most likely going to Metagross then.
Yeah, probably.
It
definitely lives a Sky Uppercut or Brick Break or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So you'll kill the Breloom. I mean, you could also get axed by FX4.
I guess.
It's also possible.
Or crits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last the last FX4 was just the straw that broke the camel's back, but I don't think it actually mattered because all of my teammates sped still.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could be agility, but Coon still lives like 3 Qs. I mean, it lives 2. It dies by a 3rd, but still.
Mm-hmm. I think really like the best chance for Lacoot to win would be Breloom's dead, Metacham's dead, boom the Suicune, then it's Metagross versus Metagross. But it's kind of hard to play for that position. I don't think you would give it to him so easily. But yeah.
Like the thing is, my Metagross was faster because I like my little spoiler for Zinc who may be listening, but I like my Metagross, like my Agilagross 203 speed. First of all, because like it's nice to just speed creep whatever, but also 270 mints It's 4 or 5 speed at +1, and 203 meta actually outspeeds at +2,
Yeah, I do.
which
I do
is
that a lot as
406.
well. It's actually that you can compress a lot of little utility onto Metagross. I think it has just enough investment or EVs that you can do the what is it, the 216, or sorry, the 168 HP, 16 defense
16 dev.
to live a +1
Dev.
adamant EQ from Tyranitar. You can get to the 203 speed tier for that agility to bypass a +1 DD ments. And then the rest of the attack, if you're +1, you can still boom and kill Skarmory, which is kind of
Metagross is
cool.
such a killing machine, man.
It's a really good Pokemon, for sure. Um, Walk me through a little bit of game 2 here. It seems like you
Oh,
doubled up on the rock
I
spam.
just I just thought of Classico because, like, honestly, I didn't prep for this game. I didn't really have time this week, but so I just loaded Comfort really. But then, like, um, then I saw the reference and was like, oh, first of all, like from this, I understood the close the like the doll was CB, so this was not a standard team whatsoever. This is just standard classic procedure. You go Tar on the electric, took a lot of damage, so and like I saw it didn't take lefties recover, so I thought at first that it was like endure Salak, and in the back there was some sort of weather clear, because I did expect Lacoot to like bring some counter teamy stuff, and reference like completely destroys V5, which is my main
Mhm.
archetype.
Yeah. I mean, I know that just about as well as anyone.
I guess I made a name for myself. Yeah, from this I understood this was DD. It's
Mhm.
like Zapdos cannot physically take 14 unless it's max attack.
Right.
Here I toxic because I thought he was gonna go doll, but I think he counter predicted me.
Yeah. And then focus punch
Could,
here.
could also could also just be could also just be going lax in the electric, like go to the special wall and the special attacker. But if I
Mhm.
were him, I probably would have gone doll there.
Yeah.
Like spin is useful, and the thing is Shadow Ball always kills Gar, so that's a pretty big deterrent.
Right.
But I guess he wouldn't want my Tar to get a free, like a free DD,
Mhm.
because that's awful. But there's also the fact that if he spins, not only do I have to go Tar and Ball after the spin, so he can just double to whoever. Um, there's also no spike up, so like it's so hard to force damage and stuff like Suicune, especially because now it's not toxic yet. I think.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, the thing that's so like CB doll is it's a cool tech when it works, but it's so hard to get the clicks right. Like you have to predict a lot with it.
It's very prediction brilliant. Yeah.
Um it's like it's kind of like, I would say it's like slacking, but you replace the braking power with spin, which I'm not sure if I necessarily love that idea. But I mean, this team was built by Vapakuno, so I'm not going
Oh,
to
I see.
question it. But Lax here, so this is a kind of an interesting interaction. You're going for Drill Peck to stop the focus punches, and Lacoot
I
is
just
just happy to trade the whole Lax here, basically to stop you from getting a spike.
yeah, at a certain point he realizes that like I'm happy with one spike. I'm not willing to trade off and Scarm, um, to get because the thing is I can up two and trade Elf and then keep Scarm alive, or I up three and like and have Scarm die from two focus punches. So the thing is a little trash talk in chat.
I saw that.
So,
I said that was
so like
disrespectful.
like the thing, if you can pause one sec, because I wanted to explain that. The thing is, I either decide to go for free spikes and kill Skarm, which I would never do because the doll is still full, and
Mhm.
like it just needs one Shadow Ball click on Gar, and then it can spin later on in the game. Especially because my Zapdos is still needed for Suicune and later in the game to paralyze Raikkoon. Because like as soon as I saw no lefties, I was like, okay, this cannot be sub. Because it's either like Lum, so I can just T-Wave twice, because that zap is extremely specially bulky, or it's like Salak and it's not sub.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I never second Skarmory, and it's not worth it to trade the Focus Punch damage for a second Spike, which does 4%. So it just cooked right buck. And like I wanted Gar to have as much health as possible, because I still knew this Summons was DD. And did kind of think it could possibly not be HP Fly.
It's like a
Just
penguin
like
mence.
yeah, basically, because the like that way Gar can actually live that, because my Gar is not guaranteed to live a +1 DD Mence HP Fly.
Yeah.
That's the sacrifice you gotta make if you want to live Pursuit Tar and it free free 30.
Yeah. I think in a way it kind of worked out the best for both of you, where he was able to use the Snorlax to get your Skarmory very low, but you were able to kill the Snorlax and maintain your spike. So I think a reasonable trade from both sides. I don't know if I would have made the same plays myself. I mean, I probably would have packed down with the Skarm, but I don't know if I would have done. Like, I think I would have saved the Snorlax from the Lacoot side, but maybe it ended up working out better than expected. He was still able to get your Zapdos, as we'll see.
The Skarm being down worked out so well for him because of the reference. Like the fact that he switches out here, I know one could think you can think he's like afraid of Ice Beam, but
Mm-hmm. Right.
sorry,
It's
one could think he's afraid of Ice Beam, but like I know he's scouting me. Like I just had this thought in my mind, and yeah, I mean, especially since like when like I don't remember if it was like game one, but I just I fully believed he knew all my sets, because these are teams I already used.
mhm. Yeah, and I think a lot of us thought that the switch to Suicune here like was game over, like that Lacoot lost the game. Uh
Oh,
because
because the toxic. Yeah.
yeah, many of us in chat, some of you maybe are stealing answers from Tetrafolium here, but know that this Suicune set is actually CM, Rain Dance, Surf, and Substitute.
So it was rather clear.
So no rest, so that Toxic is going to eat away at the Suicune, and any sort of like substitute Pokemon that does not have a way to clear status is super duper ruined by especially Toxic. But Raikou is going to be in here, and I think this is actually really smart by Lacoot to identify that right now your Monopert that's not going to beat Mence one-on-one. Your Skarmory is too low to effectively get a Roar. So Zapdos is really the only thing that stops Salamence from breaking through this game, and is going to trade the Raikou for it.
I guess Arrow can like switch out, switch back in, live like a +2 brick break, and I mean actually no, because that's like max attack, because of the damage it did to Zap. It could be max attack, but still. The fact that he switched out the Mence from my Pert, and me fully believing that he knew I had no Ice Beam, like completely rolled out, like refresh from the Mence's moveset.
Yeah. So your Gar here
Like,
is this Bolt Beam Gar?
No, this is D-Bond.
This is D-Bond. Oh, okay. So then
I realized I could have clicked that here, but I was. I mean, looking back at it, this team lacks a way to, like actually break through Skarm, because like the Snorlax is not Curse a Focus Punch. So yeah, of course this would be Mixed Gross, but I still believe Wisp to be the better move, because if I get a flinch with R on the Suicune, I just win the game.
yeah, for sure. But in a sense, this is kind of good for Lacoot to get the kill because Gengar is one of the other things that maybe can beat Salamence, depending on your defense investment. Depending on if you had
No,
like Ice Punch.
it did have Ice Punch. It's Wisp, Taunt, Punch, and Debond.
Oh,
Like
interesting.
here, like the DD I called, I like standard mixed gross zero attack. I live two meshes, and if he let me DD twice, I just win. So he either just sacks Metagross, and I get a +1 tar. So like this is better than Destiny Bonding with
Hmm.
Guard.
And then going Suicune here, I think this is. I was thinking maybe you would go Claydol, but this is probably smart because if you dodge the flinch, you keep this Claydol as a potential rock resist for Aerodactyl. Makes it difficult to lock into Rock Slide there, which sets up for this Vents to come in.
I genuinely believed I just won here, but then he revealed fucking refreshments and like such a nice bring,
Yeah, it was
really nice bring.
a really good Pokemon for punishing these mono waters that are relying on Toxic to beat Vents.
Like
Or
Melodic,
like
which
Milotic.
I thought about bringing game free, but then I was like, no, because he brought refreshments. Like he definitely expects me to bring V5,
Hmm.
and so I just went with fucking hell, a heavy offense with like two fighters.
Yeah, and I mean it's just clockwork from here,
Yeah,
and there we go. All right, this was I think a really cool game. This should get featured
this was really sick.
somewhere. Um, and then the first game, I feel like we were talking about.
Jolteon just won.
Yeah, we were talking about this play.
Like
So
here, I was like,
yeah, go ahead.
okay, no, just, okay, no, make your statement.
Yeah, so to trade Swampert here, we thought that it's possible that this team has a third rock resist and like that they needed a Charizard to be gone to allow that rock resist to kind of just 1v4. So I was thinking that this play was maybe signaling that there's also like a Registeel in the back, but that's a very, very strange team.
Like personally, I was like, he's got a Metagross, and boomed. Like sure, it's Sudini, doesn't count as a rock resist. Like its job is to blow up if it sees a tower. But these, so like I guess it doesn't count as a rock resist. But these teams cannot afford to run like two rock resists. So if I see a period, I got two rocks in the back. I can suck Zard.
Yeah,
Like I can trade Zard for Pert. And I thought he would try to preserve it, or who knows, maybe it was even mono Pert. If you want to like go the full like defensive route. So I thought maybe I can squeeze in a substitute if it tries to like protect the chip heal and wants to preserve the Pert. But no, he just it was EQ, so it was probably offensive with a Surf over Pump, which I personally find unbelievable because like it doesn't do it KO's Corn.
mhm.
But if you have Houdini Gross, then sure, like I can see giving up the power since it really only affects the Skarm matchup.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely it's an interesting synergy, and if it works out, which it kind of it almost did in this game, then it was a good call, I think. But I think I agree with you that we probably should have saved the Pert, and I think everybody in the chat who is watching basically said like, well, with, with the Pokemon that you've revealed so far, it's pretty likely that you have Aerodactyl, and if not, like maybe even just like DD Salamence and uh, Swampert is really, really instrumental at stopping those Pokemon from winning the game. So we thought maybe the game was just lost on literally turn two. Um, which I mean,
I mean,
it's hard to say.
kind of cleared from here.
Yeah.
Like, there's really no drawback to clicking Thunderbolt ever. And also, like, the reason I dislike Cloyster, it becomes a liability. Like, when your teams are so offensive, and, like, sometimes they tend to be electric weak, especially when you, like, try to pack in all your, like, rocks and shit. Cloyster becomes an entry point for those mons that completely wreck you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, suppose I had Raikou or Zapdos. Raikou doesn't even need CM. It just comes in, picks Thunderbolt over and over. It becomes a breaker suddenly. because you have no wall, and Cloister is just free entry all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Makes me wonder if maybe we should be seeing more Glalie on these teams. Although Glalie's really hard to justify if you're not leading it. So
Glalie is peculiar. Let's say. Let's call it peculiar. I dislike Glalie so fucking much. It doesn't do anything. It's a suicide lead and like metagame that's so much slower than every single other metagame. Like I feel like there's no space for suicide leads. And, but that's a hot take of mine.
No, I mean I could definitely see that. I mean Cloister is pretty nice into Swampert, but like you said, it's like Jolteon is too difficult for Cloister to make meaningful progress against. Now the Surf there is pretty nice because it means Jolteon's not going to be able to switch in to another move of anything. But like
it only gets one other entry, but like that's all it needs. Like the damage is already done.
Exactly. Zapdos
comes in. It would not have been able to come in again afterwards. And so like if Cloister ever comes in again, I like suppose Pert dies. Jolteon comes in again, kills Cloister because he probably sacks Cloister. Zapdos comes in, gets debolted, dies from sand, and then it's like I get a King Switch versus the Aerodactyl, so it doesn't even get the sub. Yeah.
See, I think that if this Zapdos was instead a Jolteon, then maybe there was an avenue forward here. Now, Tyranitar is still very difficult for Jolteon to handle. But, like, being able to switch that in as the electric immunity to your Jolteon and then clicking an HP Grass is going to be really good into your team, in a sense. Now, I mean, still not a super favorable position for Lacoot, but if they're still watching this, maybe a thing to think about if you want to try some more Cloister teams and you want to have a little bit more efficacy into opposing electrics. It would have been really funny to see. Would have been really funny to see Jolt Arrow versus Jolt Arrow, though.
Yeah, honestly, thinking back about it, DD was such a greedy play. But I suppose I didn't want a possible like last months to ruin this. It's like if last is months and it's like break, it wins.
Yeah.
Because it sets up on -1 tar. Here I was pretty lucky, but there's also the fact that Lacoot needs to get the full para on the turn where it goes to 25%, because otherwise EQ does not do a KO.
Yeah, I think this is another sort of scenario. So sometimes Aerodactyl could run 4 HP EVs to put itself so that it can substitute one more time. I think this is one of those situations where you would have preferred that because you just need a para turn to go your way, and giving yourself one more turn to get that might be good.
I'm currently like looking at the calc because of my tower spread, which is 184 HP, which like lives thingy. What's it called? Me pump, and like EQ from +0 arrow does 53 max. So it's got a 16 times 16 chance of killing, to it KOing. So he needs a para on the turn where he gets the attack boost, otherwise I live 2 anyway.
Yeah, that's true. So he would need a para, and then he would need a flinch or a para on the turn that he's got this +1 attack. So
yeah, it's a 1 in 256 chances of killing with 2 +0 EQs. Right now I just need to win one.
You need to win 1 of 2 speed ties. So chances were very good for you there.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well, very well played. You've got some really cool teams that Genexus is trying to take credit for. But I'm excited to see how you'll do against Zinc. That's going to be a
No, Genexus isn't trying to take credit for the team, like for the game one team, because like you know why we got this like one set of rivalry with with Mielke, where I
That's
call him a
right.
loser and shit.
Yeah, and he tries
That
to
team
bring
is his.
Caterpie against you.
That's his team. I mean, not exactly. Like I made a few modifications, but this team actually starts as like lead Bird and CB Tar, which I changed to lead Tar with DD Focus. But yeah, this team is Mielke's.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, thank you for coming on. We kind of got to watch this set twice. Once live, once with your commentary. May even get covered again as replays after the fact. We'll see how I'm feeling about covering this tournament. But thanks for coming on and good luck. We'll be rooting for you.
I'm happy that Zinc actually gets to take her revenge on me after after our last set.
Hey, well, you never know. You could just win. You could just
I
win.
kind of stole her spot in circuit, and you know that because our game was like whoever won would make it to circuit playoffs, so that was a pretty big game. So and whoever wins this gets to play for $100. So
yeah, there you go. So go ahead and steal that $100 from her, man.
Absolutely. If I can make one closing remark, this is for all the Italians at home.
Mm-hmm.
Ho rivisto il game e non ho sbagliato nulla.
I hope that doesn't get me
it.
demonetized.
Nah, don't worry. It's a quote from a certain player.
Gotcha. All right. For anybody who's still around, thank you for watching, and we will see you the next time that I stream or make a video.
Bye-bye.